Hey, welcome everyone to the Daddy Sharps featured bets. These are the bets that we also love, in addition to our best bets, which you can find on our podcast. Let me introduce you to John real fast. I'm Luke. John, I just noticed something that
Uh-oh.
you're you're
Uh-oh.
you're kind of like the little dark angel on one shoulder, and I'm kind of like the
Oh,
just the color
yeah.
scheme we
A
got going.
little
I'm like the
bit.
little angel,
A little
like the
bit.
I Spy guys or something. But
Yeah. I'm in the dark lab, the
yeah.
lab for evil, and you're in the good lab.
I noticed though that maybe you stopped at the come and go
Yeah.
before you came on
Yeah.
air. Oh,
Well,
interesting.
little shout out to the come and go. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know, and you wear your hat completely wrong. I'm just gonna say.
I'm not gonna go straight brim, sir. Sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it. All right. So I think it's time to get to our featured bets here on the daddysharps.com. And let's
Do it.
get right into it. And we're going to start with the NFL first. The New York Giants at Arizona. I'm going to be on this Arizona team quite a bit this year. My featured bet, I like the New York Giants minus 5.5. I expect a big turnaround from the Giants in this game after the national embarrassment. Can I say that? Or is that not enough?
It's a
Is that not
national
enough?
embarrassment.
National embarrassment against the Cowboys. I have been very vocal about the efforts of the Arizona Cardinals this year. The tanking is for real, and I'm going to take the side of the angry Giants and the better coach who's got something to prove.
I can't tell if Dallas is really good. I know they're really good this season, but or if the Giants are really just that bad too. I don't know. Hey man, I said it on the podcast and I'll say it here too. A lot of teaser potential this week through the 7, through the 3, and I'm going to start right there. So we've got the Green Bay Packers who are favored -1.5 with an over/under 40.5 at Atlanta. I like the home dogs Atlanta in a teaser with
Ooh.
the Ravens as my first featured bet. Baltimore is getting points 3.5 at Cincinnati. This is going to be a great game, I think. The over under one is also 46.5. I also love the over under. That's a best bet of mine. Burrow is hurt. It doesn't look the same right now. Something's going on with that calf. It's not right. This is a rivalry game. There's a lot riding on this. If the Ravens can pull this win out, if they win this outright, think about how far ahead they are, especially over Cincinnati. It's catch-up time for the rest of the season in that division. That's a tough division. I like
Yes.
Atlanta at +7.5. I like Ravens +9.5 in that teaser, or maybe you get the 6.5 point teaser, take it up to 10. I love that as a featured bet.
Tasty, tasty. This next featured bet I like here, we saw some major line movement already. We had 3-point movement here. Indy is now the favorite, -1.5 at Houston. And my featured bet, I like Indy here at the -1.5, and I think you do too, Luke. The last 10 meetings between these two teams, Indy has owned the Texans, going 7-2 straight up, 7-3 against the spread. I say their winning ways continue in this bad boy, my man.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. All right, another one. Commanders at Broncos. Broncos,
How dare you?
3.5 point favorites. Do you agree with that at home? You're a
No,
Broncos
I do
fan.
not. And anytime we got the half point on the Broncos there, can't do it, sir. Can't do it, won't do
You
it.
don't agree that the Broncos are 3.5 points better versus the Washington Commanders at home?
I don't like that number, sir. Maybe.
Wow. All right.
But I don't want to put
Maybe.
money on it.
Okay, well, forget the spread. Forget the spread because the over/under in this one is 39. Maybe you'll agree here. I like the Broncos and the Commanders to go under
Hey,
that 39.
that's something I can put my wagon behind right there.
There you go. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Look, the Commanders struggled against the Cardinals. We all saw that. They should have blown. They were favored by 7. They should have blown them out. Everyone knows Arizona is not a good team. They're going to do worse against the Broncos in that Broncos defense and at altitude. Denver plays at a slow pace, and they showed it again. I was curious about that in week 1, but their tempo was slow again. Interesting. I think that's Russ. I think that's Russell. I don't trust Russ to cook. I don't trust him to ride. I do trust that you should take the under 39 in this one. I love that number too.
I like that. If you think about it, all the weapons are on Washington side. Like all we got is Russ. There's no wide receivers. There's nobody in the Denver side. So you got the weapons going against the better defense.
Better start cooking or riding or whatever he wants to do. Figure it out.
Sir, you had this game in your best bets. You had this game in your featured bets.
Yeah.
I might be going the other way on it. Might be going a little bit opposite of you. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Cincinnati, -3 some spots, -3.5 in others. Over under currently at 46.5. My featured bet, I'm gonna go on Cincinnati -3.5. I know it's got that hook in there. I expect the bounce back from Burrow. Plus, here's the real factor. Baltimore is dealing with some major injuries in the secondary and on the offensive line. The Bengals sense weakness, and like a tiger, they're gonna strike.
You wrote that line first, didn't you? And then you chose the bet. You just wanted to say that.
I know how to earn my stripes, okay?
Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Where's this game being played? Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle, baby. You're gonna die. Look, can we both agree that this is gonna be a game, man?
It's gonna be a good game
on this one.
It's gonna be a great game.
Here we are, week 2. We've had some great games. The Dolphins Chargers game was everything that we hoped it would be last weekend, and I think this is another one of those on the defensive side. That's why I went with the under in this one on my best bets. Yeah, I just think, I think we're in for something there.
And I agree with you on that under there, because offensive linemen, the Baltimore Ravens aren't just missing 2 of their better offensive linemen on their team. These are 2 of the best guys in the entire league at their position, and they're missing them both. So something to definitely keep an eye on.
Come on, Lamar. You just happen to be my fantasy quarterback too. Let's go.
He's going to be on the run. He's going to be on the run, sir.
It's fine with me as long as he's going north. That's fine. Hey,
like it.
Another teaser. I love the teasers. I had a lot of teasers in the best bets on our podcast, but I love this teaser. I'm looking at Miami favored by 3 against the Patriots. They're up in New England. The over-under in that one is 46.5. I'm teasing the Patriots at home to the -9.
Tasty.
They could have I'm sorry, did I say -9? I meant plus 9.
Yeah, tasty. +9. We know what you meant. The Patriots are not -9 against anyone.
I like them so much. So much. I'm going to do an alternate teaser.
Yes.
If you're watching, don't ever do alternate teasers like that. Just don't do it. +9. They could have beaten the Eagles last week. Seriously, that was a great game. Belichick was ready. No, I understand the arguments that they had a lot of time to prepare for the Eagles. Look, though, Miami just crisscrossed the country going to LA, and now they've got to go. It's a long way from Miami up to the Boston area in New England, so they got to do it again. And I'm going to tease the Patriots with the Steelers. I'm back on the Steelers this week, man.
He's back.
So the game, again, this is the second half of that divisional rivalry that's going on this week. Cleveland at the Steelers. Cleveland favored 2 and by 2.5. The over-under in that one is 39. The Steelers, man, lost a lot of teaser bets last week on the Steelers, but I'm back on them. I have faith they will cover +8.5 as divisional home dogs at Heinz Field. What are the chances they're going to lose 2 in a row at Heinz Field? Someone's going to be excommunicated, kicked out, whatever it is. It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen, John.
Tomlin will be pissed if that happens.
Right.
And that's a guy you don't want to see pissed. Sir, it's time to go to our featured bets in the college football ranks, my man. And I have something a little special for you. You ready?
Okay.
Little special.
I'm taking notes.
I got Fresno State at Arizona State. Arizona State right now is the favorite, -3. The over-under's 50.5. Featured bets. We got plural in one game. I like Fresno State -3, and I like the over 50.5. That's right, Mr. Luke.
Okay.
You heard me right. Okay. We got 2 featured bets in the same game here. Fresno State is the class of the Mountain West, and we all know that's right up there with the SEC. They already beat Purdue, survived a scare against Eastern Washington last week at home, but I think they bounce back here this week in a big way against an Arizona State team with offensive line issues of their own. On the other side, with the over bet, I love Fresno State. They have hit the over twice in the last 2 games so far this year, and they should have no trouble finding the end zone against this defense. Not exactly a defensive powerhouse. I think there's going to be some points from the Fresno State side. 2 best bets there. Fresno State -3, Fresno State over 50.5. Featured bets, not best bet.
That's okay. You can feature them or best bet them. I don't care. I
it was
don't
almost
disagree.
a bet.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Hey man,
I will add one thing. I'm going to add one thing here.
Okay.
So Eastern Washington, and correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Is Eastern Washington where Cooper Kupp played?
I think that's exactly where we went. You're going to make me look them up now because I should probably know that. But
so
Cooper it's either Kupp, Eastern or Central, but I think it's Eastern.
Yeah. So they almost lose at home to Eastern Washington. Fresno does. And they were 30.5-point favorites. Mm-hmm. And it took them to double overtime to win that game. I think they were looking ahead to this Arizona State game. And I think we're seeing a better number here because they almost lost to a school that is not a Division I school. That's why I like that spread so much. Fresno State's a very good team. They're in the top 50 ranked in the country, probably top 30. This is a legit team. They went into Purdue and beat Purdue. That's a big school with some big boys. So
yeah, I don't think and Purdue is a big program and not as good as everyone probably thought they were at the beginning of the season. Yeah. You've been on Fresno State for a long time now. Yeah, you've been singing their praises, and I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, Cooper Kupp was Eastern Washington, by the way.
Yes.
You know where he did not go was either of these 2 schools. I'm looking at Army at UTSA. UTSA favored by 8.5 in this one. The over-under is 44.5. What's going on with UTSA?
Oh, my boy.
This season. I'll tell you what's going on because I like Army plus 8.5 here. That's what I'm making a featured bet. I'll tell you, UTSA's quarterback, Frank the Tank. He's questionable. He's injured. That's what's going on. And he's injured in a Thursday night game. So quick turnaround. I don't know if he's going to make it, but you've got to look and check. Last game he played, he was injured in that one too, and he was not the same. He was just in the pocket, did not a lot of movement, and that's a big part of his game. UTSA is also missing a key offensive lineman, not going to play, out. Army will at least try to control the clock and the ball with the continuous run this season. I think they'll do it, man. Army's going to cover this one plus 8.5.
So you're saying they're going to Army crawl to a cover?
Wow.
You can laugh. Wow. You can laugh a little bit. It's the Daddy Sharp. We got daddy jokes. Next bet here. Next bet, Liberty -3.5 at Buffalo 55. Featured bet. I like the over 55 in this game. These teams have combined so far in the young season 3-1 on the over. That includes a game where Buffalo put up 17 at Wisconsin. Jump around and get on the over here. You like that?
I did like that. I love all your puns, John.
Jump around. Jump up,
jump up, get down.
Gotta get on the over here.
I'm curious about this one. I want to see where you stand on this one. South Alabama is at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State favored at home by 7. Only 7 in this one. The over-under is 47.5. I like South Alabama to cover.
Ooh, tasty.
Yeah, I do. They were a 7.5 earlier in the week, especially if you can get that hook, though. If it swings back the other way, closer to kickoff, I would love that hook in there, but I like him at 7 too. Oklahoma State's playing quarterback by committee. All 3 of their quarterbacks play each game, and they play significant snaps. Coach Mike Gundy is 2-4 against the spread as the home favorite for the Cowboys. South Alabama's offense is really good, my man. They're really good. Their defense, I think I think they could actually win this game. I wouldn't be surprised.
Whoa.
I might even dive into a money line bet here. We're talking about a touchdown in college. This is NFL, no way, but we're talking college. I do like, though, Alabama and the points. I'll take the points with South Alabama. And yeah,
Nice.
that's a featured bet, my man.
Nice. I like it. Going out on a limb there too. Kind of giving out the money line pick, maybe. Little sprinkle, little teaser.
Well, I like to sprinkle sometimes.
Next, I'm going to UTEP at Arizona. Arizona currently -18, the over under 57. My featured bet here, I'm going with the under 57. We got another smaller school versus a powerhouse kind of
unders. A lot of unders.
Yeah, a lot of unders here. Arizona's quarterback, this guy's been intercepted 5 times in 2 games. And you know, that's my least favorite thing, turnovers. UTEP runs the ball 64% of the time. So like your Army boys, these guys like to keep it on the ground. I don't see UTEP scoring more than 10 in this matchup, and the under is easily going to hit because that clock's just going to keep ticking away, my man.
Tick tock. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with you 100% that. I'm going to tell you on that one. Absolutely. East Carolina, disappointing this season so far. East Carolina is at Appalachian State. Appalachian State, a different story. Man, they were lights out, fun to watch last season, and they are this season as well. Appalachian State at home, -9.5. The over-under in this one, 50.5. I like the over in this one, and so does our data, my man. I crunched the numbers, and it is hot. I'm telling you. The Mountaineers covered against UNC last week, and that total hit 74 against powerhouse Tar Heels. ECU is not good this year, my man. 0-2 to start out. The Mountaineers are going to put up more than 40 of their own points. Easily. ECU, if they're at least good for 2 scores, 10 points. What if they put up 10? That's an easy over 50.5. Mountaineers, I imagine, will put up a lot more than 40, probably dip into the 50s. They might just get the points themselves. But yeah, featured bet, definitely take the over there, 50.5.
Nice. Luke, I got a question for you here, sir.
Okay.
I got a question. What exactly is a mean green?
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Is that an angry Brussels sprout? Is that an ugly stalk of broccoli?
Well, you know, I love Tulane too, and I know what a green wave is, but
green wave of cash.
That's and the mean and last season it was the mean green of cash. So let's break this down together, should we? Because this is I kind of put this in featured bets, and we've got what you're talking about is the mean green of North Texas at Louisiana Tech. LA Tech favored by 5 in this one at home. The over-under is 68, and that's what I'm concentrating on.
That's a high one.
It's real. That's a lot of points, man. And there's a case to be made for the over, but I'm on the under here. I think that's the way to go. I think the over-under is off. North Texas has hit the over though in the first 2 games of their season, and those were 56 and 53. Now it's 68 against a team like Louisiana Tech, and these are 2 slow-paced teams. Just, North Texas just has bad defense. That's all. Bulldogs have pretty good defense. 68, too high for me. I know you're a big fan. You used to follow the Mean Green Texas last season. I mean, what do you think here? 68 is just second or third week of college football, and we're to 68.
I believe they had some really good wide receivers there last year, and I didn't keep up with them in this offseason, so I don't know if the guy is still there, but they're very up and down. 68 seems too much for me. No way, dude. No way.
We'll see. We'll see, man.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for the Daddy Sharps featured bets this week, my man, John. Good sir. But always remember, because I know you remember all the time to gamble responsibly. I do as well. And we always do it within our means because, that's the way you got to do it. Because the bets we share, we research this stuff. And the data is cooking right now in college football week 3. But we don't always win.
And you got to be sure to check us out on social media. Luke does a great job making some great art on there. So you got to check that out. Look for us on Daddy Sharps on Instagram and Twitter. And check out more of our website, daddysharps.com. We're going to be back next week with much more, my man.
Yeah, but we always ask at this point in time, too, this really important question, and that is, John, who's your daddy?
We are.
That's right. Hey, stay sharp, everybody.